They didn't just want to beat Israel Adesanya, they wanted to break him. He was flashy, undefeated. And to many fighters in the middleweight division, he was everything they couldn't stand. This is the story of every fighter who tried to humble the last style bender, and what happened when they stepped into the cage with him. Israel Adesanya didn't just fight, he performed. Every entrance was a show, every celebration was a statement, and every interview reminded you that he believed he was untouchable. For some fighters, talent like that is inspiring. For others, it's a target. These are the men who made it personal, who thought they could strip away the confidence, the swagger, and the mystique, who believed that underneath all the showmanship was just another fighter waiting to be exposed. They were wrong, except for a select few. Paulo Costa. Paulo Costa made it personal from day one. He called Adesanya skinny clown, mocked his style, posted training videos flexing his massive frame like he was already celebrating victory. At the weigh-ins, Costa tried to intimidate him with pure physical presence, 6 feet of muscle and aggression, convinced that size would overcome skill. Adesanya? He just smiled. When they fought at UFC 253, Costa came forward like a freight train, powerful, relentless, everything his fans expected. But Adesanya was ready. He chopped Costa's lead leg with surgical precision. Each kick slowed the Brazilian bulldozer. By the second round, Costa's movement was compromised. His power was fading. Then came the finish, a perfectly timed counter that dropped Costa face first onto the canvas. After the fight, Costa blamed wine, training, anything but the truth. He'd been outclassed by a superior fighter. Costa wanted to humble Adesanya. Instead, he became another highlight. Marvin Vettori. Marvin Vettori was convinced he had already beaten Adesanya. Their first fight was close, controversial, and Vettori never let anyone forget he felt robbed. He promised the rematch would end doubt. "I'm going to wrestle him into the ground," Vettori said. "I'll show the world he's not as good as he thinks." UFC 263 was supposed to be different. Vettori had improved, stronger, more confident with a plan. But Adesanya had evolved too. He stayed at distance, picked Vettori apart with jabs and kicks. When Vettori shot for takedowns, Adesanya stuffed them with ease. When Vettori pressured, he paid. After 5 rounds, there was no controversy. Adesanya won every card, yet Vettori still claimed victory in the post-fight interview. Even Adesanya laughed. Whittaker. Robert Whittaker was different. Not flashy. No trash talk, but the tension was real. Whittaker embodied traditional martial arts work ethic, humility, respect, and he couldn't stand what Adesanya represented, entertainment culture. "I'm bringing it back to pure fighting," Whittaker said before their first meeting. UFC 243 in Melbourne, 57,000 Australians chanting his name. Pressure sat on Adesanya's shoulders. Round 1, Whittaker overcommitted and walked into a counter right. He dropped. Adesanya swarmed. Silence. 3 years later, the rematch. Whittaker smarter, patient, with a better game plan. Adesanya was still Adesanya. He won again. Closer but clear. Mutual respect followed. No excuses. Adesanya was better. Alex Pereira. Then came Alex Pereira, the man who had already humbled Adesanya twice in kickboxing. No ego needed. History spoke for itself. UFC Round 5. Pereira landed a short right, stunned Adesanya, forced the stoppage. Aura shattered. Champions respond differently. 5 months later, UFC 287. Adesanya's right hand dropped Pereira. Title reclaimed. Raw relief poured out. No showmanship, just emotion. Sean Strickland wasn't supposed to win. He talked trash, calling Adesanya's style fake and persona cringe, but odds favored the champ. UFC 293. Strickland pressured, blocked kicks, made exchanges ugly. For the first time, Adesanya looked ordinary. Strickland swept every round. The upset nobody predicted, the humbling that finally stuck. When Sean Strickland marched him down for 5 relentless rounds, the aura finally lifted. Adesanya wasn't exposed, he was reminded. No amount of swagger, precision, or highlight reel glory can spare a fighter from the sport's hardest truth. In the octagon, everyone is human, and that is why his story resonates. Each rival who tried to humble him added a new layer. Costa's muscle, Vettori's denial, Whittaker's resolve, Pereira's history, Strickland's upset. Together they show that greatness is not the absence of failure, it's the ability to absorb it, evolve, and step forward again. So the next time Israel Adesanya walks to the cage, dancing, confident, unapologetically himself, remember, every pirouette hides scar tissue, every grin masks lessons paid for in blood, because legends aren't built on perfection. They're forged in the moments they prove they're mortal, and choose to keep fighting anyway. If you want more untold stories of MMA's giants and their flaws, hit subscribe and ring the bell, because every legend has a human chapter we're ready to uncover next.